Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to yoga. With all the beautiful weather, I don't know where everybody is, but but let's get as they say, the important people are here. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start seated, and if this configuration, oops, somebody's not muted. Somebody just sneezed. Let me check that before I keep going. And if it is you, okay, everybody looks muted. That's odd. All right, we'll try again. Okay. Pause. Okay, so if it doesn't feel good to sit like this, please sit a different way, maybe up on a blanket or a block or something. And then move the flesh out from the sit bones and kind of snuggle yourself in. Take the shoulders up and back and down, and just start to tap into the center of your body. Start to tap into the breath. And whichever way you have chosen to sit, see if you can feel equal weight on both sit bones, which is kind of interesting because it could have something to do with the surface you're sitting on. But just notice if you tend to lean to one side or the other side, and find the middle space as best you can, and feel the other parts of your body that are touching the floor, some part of your legs, your feet possibly. And then start to spiral your spine as if you were kind of unwinding it to make it taller. So maybe just a little bit of circling through the ribs and the chest, and bring the head kind of into that movement as if you were going to get really, really tall. And then breathe. And notice your inhale and your exhale. Good, long, deep inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And then roll the shoulders. Let's get some nice movement through the shoulders. And then take them all the way up to the ears. Press gently into the legs so that you're really shrugging, really, really shrugging, and then let it go. Good. Inhale. Bring them up to your ears. Little push on the thighs. Don't push the knees down. And let go. Good. One more squeeze. And let go. Take the arms up. Interlace those hands. Press them up to the ceiling. And then take the palms of the hands behind the head and draw the elbows back, draw the head neutral, right? So you're not tucking or lifting your chin. And just kind of feel that, how it feels to open up the arms that much. And then maybe just a little kind of movement side to side. One elbow gets higher, the other elbow gets higher. It's not going to move too much here. And come back to center. Press the head into the hand. Maybe look up. Make sure you're fully supporting the weight of your head. And release. Keep those hands interlaced. Press them back up to the ceiling. Exhale, curl in. And inhale, take it up. Exhale, curl it in. Good. 3 more. Take it up. Exhale, curl. And up. Last one. And reach it up. Separate those hands. Take one hand down. Let's stretch the other side. Just getting a little bit of warm up here. Breathe. Feel that really nice stretch. Try not to overreach the fingertips. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, other side. Breathe. Stretching it out. Inhale, press it up. Take the arms out to the side. Keep the palms face forward. Roll the shoulders. That's it. Notice any tension, head, neck, and then hold an internal rotation as far as you can go without dropping the chest. And turn it the other way. How far can you go? And down. Whoof. And up. I know, right? And last set, down and up. And then curl your fingers, curl your wrists. Just curl the wrists, arms straight. Bend the arms good, strong Popeye arms. Squeeze them in. Bring the elbows together. Keep the wrists curled. Open it up. Exhale, close. Open and close. Two more. Open and close. Last one. Squeeze and back. Good. Open. Keep the wrists curled. Open, 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 and let go. Holy moly. Shake them out, right? That little bit of work. So much going on. I'm going to try the mirror here. Just, I don't know why, because I always get confused, but take your right leg out. My left leg is out. Flex your foot and find the center of the sit bones again. Inhale, take the arms up. Want you to exhale, left hand down, right arm over, or same side. Leg and arm are moving. Breathe. Good. And just feel that stretch. Maybe open up the chest. Maybe soften the shoulder that is holding the weight here. And inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, go the other side. Yeah, notice, right? How's that feel? A little bit different from our usual side bend. And then take that same arm over the leg and feel the stretch. The leg pulls back, the torso moves forward, and then let both arms extend out. Nice grounding on this foot, right? Nice engagement. Draw the shoulders nice and wide, everybody. And feel the sit bones kind of drawing in. Feel the hamstring muscles, right? The back of the leg. Feel it drawing up and in as we find this stretch. And then walk your hands center. Same thing. Draw the shoulders wide. Has nothing to do with how far down you go. You could be upright here if you have a really nice stretch through that long leg. That's what we're looking for. Breathe. And then walk it over the bent knee. I know, right? More than one way to do this, right? Press down through that right side, your right side, sit bone to keep that hip grounded. Good. Walk back to center. Release the hands. Inhale, take it up. Just lift, bend, switch. And exhale, let go. Find the center again of the sit bones. Take the arms up. You're going to exhale, same side hand down. See, I already got confused. I think your left leg is out, so your left hand down. And breathe. Maybe open up the chest a little bit. Feel the grounding of both sit bones. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take the other arm down. Can you stay grounded? See, I went to elbow and that hip lifted off the floor. So I'm going to lift that elbow just a little bit. Try to find that. Breathe, 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 breathe. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, come over that leg. Draw the shoulders back. You're kind of facing the direction of that foot. The shoulders draw back. The whole leg kind of draws back into the socket of the hip. And we find our breath. Notice if the foot or the leg wants to internally or externally rotate. See if you can keep it pretty neutral. And walk hands center. Draw the shoulders back. Ooh, yeah, feel that. I feel that stretch kind of the most, especially in that inner groin area. Don't overdo it. We want stretch, right? We don't want pain. Breathe, everybody. And welcome over the other knee. Open up those shoulders again. Press down through that hip, that opposite hip. Get it back to the floor. Even if you have to come up way high, right? Keep it grounded. And take it up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Lean back, lift, and open both. Get really tall, like really tall. Inhale, reach up, listen up. Exhale, hands come behind, the shoulders draw back, the chest lifts. Now, if that's hard on the wrist, turn the hands any way that makes sense. You can have fingers back, fingers forward, as long as the shoulders are back. And then press into your heels and see if you can lift the hips any amount off the floor. And lower down. Inhale, take the arms up, slide those legs together, no hands. And exhale. Good. Shake it out, bend the knees. So we're playing with hips again, believe it or not. Again, ideally, no hands. If you need hands back here for support, go ahead and do that. Legs are straight. You're going to bend both knees. You're going to open them up. You're going to bring them back. You're going to slide them out. And up, and open, and up, and out. Good. 3 more. Up, working with the hip flexors a little bit. And in, and straight. Good. 2 more. Up, open, and up, and straight. And good. Last one. Bring it up, and open, and up, and straight. Listen up. Bring them up. See if you can get them off the floor. Breathe. Maybe the arms go up. If you need them down here instead, perfectly okay. Watch the low back. Good. Hands back to heart. Open. Keep the feet elevated if you can. And then lower the feet. Come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Inner thighs getting stretched. Chest nice and tall. Watch the knees, right? If you have trouble with this kind of compression of the knees, just make it smaller, make it smaller. It's all okay, right? We don't want to create more pain, but we do want range of motion. So if you can bend them like that without pain, go ahead and do that. Lift up super tall. Breathe. If you can, well, lift the hips, scoot those sit bones back. And then take the arms out, palms face forward. I want you to squeeze the fingers back behind you. Soften the shoulders down. Yep, good. As you take the arms overhead, I want you to touch the heels of the hands together. Keep the fingers locked back and take them back out. Turn the fingers down. Take them up. Woo, feel like an Egyptian. Good, take it down. One more. Take it up. Take it down. Release. Curl those babies out. Sit tall. Hands to the outside knees. Bring them in. Straighten those legs and shake them out. Got one more here and then, well, 2 more here and then we're going to be done. Bend one knee and step over. So this is choice number 1. We're just coming into an easy twist. If you can, take the bottom leg and bend that back. You're not sitting on the heel is outside your butt, right? If that doesn't feel good, doesn't work for you, go back to a straight leg for that bottom leg and then lift up really tall. So the lumbar spine, right, all the way down here, we know that low back, it doesn't twist. What the vertebrae are not designed to twist. What we want is our twist to come from the ribs, the chest, right? The shoulder, kind of that part of the spine, not from down here. So whether leg is straight or not, I want you to think about that. First things first, lift up tall, make the lumbar spine really tall. If your left, again, mirroring, if your left leg is the high knee, Wrap the right arm around. Twist the ribs, twist the shoulder. Take the left hand down behind you. As you inhale, lift taller. As you exhale, see if the ribs want to move anymore. Breathe. Good. Lift. Inhale even taller. Exhale. Bring that back hand behind you more. I'm not saying that you twist more, but bring the back hand behind you more. Yeah. And release. Come back to center. Lean back, hands. Take them out. Make the sound. You got to make the sound. All right. And let's go to the other side. So you're going to bend one knee and then step over. Either that's going to be where you stay, or you're going to bend the bottom leg in order to make, this is just a different type of seated twist. I can't remember if it's 1, 2, or 3. But lift up really tall. Just find that first, right? Find the middle of the sit bone. If your right leg is forward, your left arm wraps around. It does not have to be deep. It can be your hand. And then inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist, and let the hand come back wherever it goes for you. And kind of find the sit bones, kind of find that levelness if you can. Feel the spine lift up. Take a big, deep inhale. Exhale, maybe a little more twist. Don't overdo twists. Good. And then last one, I want you to inhale and take the back hand behind you more if you can. Notice how that opens up that top part of the spine a little bit more. I love that. And release. Come back to center. Let those hands and take it wide. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, you're going to swan dive a little. Hands come to your legs. Pull the legs back, like you could pull them back. It's going to open up your shoulders. Some of you can plop your little cute bodies down on the floor. Not one of them, never have been one of them. So if that is comfortable for you and your back and you want to come low, go on down. That's okay with me. But if you're just doing this funky, rounded, yucky thing, don't do it. Breathe. So whether your hands are here helping you stay lifted or here helping you stay lifted, keep the torso long. Good. Release. Come up. Drag the heels. Take the feet up. See if you can grab them. Another little balance pose. And breathe. It's kind of like a butterfly-ish in flight. I don't know. All right, when you're here too, because I'm just feeling crazy today, you can grab your big toes or your shins and see if you can extend up and out. Watch out for anything behind you. Bring them back. Bring them down. Bring those knees back together. Straighten the legs. All right, I think that's enough out of the hips for now. Let's come on to table pose. Holy moly. From table pose, we are stepping forward right away. So step your right foot forward, grab your blocks. Open up your chest, start to feel that nice long pose. Let's stretch out that left psoas, stretch out the left hip flexors. Draw the very front point of that hip in just a little bit and then squeeze the back glutes. Find your breath. Flip your toes under, lift your knee, find that. Take your hands to your knee. Optional now, if you want to put the knee back down, that's okay. Open up your chest, take the arms up. Find your breath, everybody. Woo, breathe. Exhale, hands come down to your blocks. Straighten your front leg. Variation here, pyramid pose. And again, imagine that you're going to smooth your whole torso over the top of a table. Like instead of being rounded, I want you to get really long, really, really long. And breathe. Bend your front knee. Lower your back knee. Slide your right foot back and bring your left foot forward. Starting in a low lunge. Pause here. That front hip point just draws in a little bit. And then engage your back glute. Lift up really tall. Just get tall and lengthy. You can always take the blocks up higher, by the way. That can be a really nice option. It's hard to get tall when you're down here, right? Depends on your arms. And then flip your toes under. Lift the knee, find your pose. Squeeze in through those inner thighs that we just stretched. Hand to knee, lift up, feel that, right? Maybe you bend the back knee a little bit, maybe not. Take the arms up. Find your focus point. Use your breath. It's a beautiful day outside. If you're here, I don't know what it is where you are. Exhale, hands down to the floor, straighten the front leg. And once again, let's slide those bodies over the top of an imaginary table. Feel how long you get. And breathe. Good. Bend your front knee, everybody. Walk those blocks forward a little bit. Step forward with your right foot. Come into your first forward fold. Nice big bend in the knees. Don't overdo it. Let the head hang. Nice long torso. Try not to round. Breathe. Bend the knees a whole bunch. Take your hands to your knees and come on up to standing. Whew, good. Shake it out, everybody. We're going to do a few rounds of sun salutes. Slow. Okay, so you can have the blocks there or not. We won't probably stay long enough to use them a whole bunch. But if you need something for your knees, you know to do that. Inhale, reach up. Listen up. Exhale, big bend of the knees, big, like almost like a big old squat here. And then take your hands to your shins, straighten the legs, come halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees a bunch, hands to the floor, step back right leg. Pause here, knee up or knee down. Take your hands to your knee, lift up, take the arms up. Exhale, hands go to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. First down dog, so find it for you. Pedal out the feet, stretch out the back of the legs. Make sure the upper body is supporting your pose and not collapsing. Take it to plank. And breathe, knees down, elbows in, chaturanga. Release to a super low cobra, super low. And exhale, push into your knees, downward facing dog. Breathe, everybody. Step forward, right leg. Knee up or knee down, whatever works for you, you do that. Hands to knee, lift up, take the arms up. Feel this nice stretch for your body. Back knee can always bend, especially if psoas is tight, right? Breathe. Exhale, hands come down. You're going to push off. Step forward, big deep bend of the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right to your heart. Roll the shoulders, feel tall. Release the hands. Inhale, up. Exhale, deep bend of the knees. Hands to shins, halfway up, halfway. Exhale it down. Step back, left leg. Knee up or knee down, starting to get warmed up. Hands go up. Find your pose. Breathe, everybody. You got this. Feel the stretch. What's going on with the back foot? Make sure you're wide enough in your stance. Exhale, hands down. Step back, down dog. Find your breath. Plank pose. You can always stay in plank. Knees down, body down, low cobra. Exhale, down dog. Find your breath. When you're ready, step forward, left leg. Make sure your pose is wide enough. See if you can bypass the knee, take it up. Find your breath. Smile. Beautiful. Exhale, hands down. Step forward, big bend in the knees, big bend. Hands to knees, press up, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let the hands come down, mountain pose. Just hang out for a second and feel that. Right, so as we move the bodies, you need more air, sis, or you good? Okay. Right, as you start to move the body, getting that blood flow going, getting stronger every day. We are good. We're good. We're good. All right, let's do one more full round, both sides, adding just a little bit to this. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. Right leg steps back. Find that lunge first. Knee up or knee down. Take the arms up. And breathe. Squeeze the back glute. Find your active back leg helping to support you. As the hands come down, I want you to straighten-ish the front leg. If you need the blocks here, go ahead and use the blocks. It's okay. Lengthen your torso, everybody. Bend your front knee. Keep your right hand down. You can go to soft fist here and take the left arm up. Let's move into a lunge twist. Take that arm down. Downward facing dog, everybody. Find your pose. Never, never, never rush through this. If you are playing catch up and your poses are awful, just slow down. Doesn't matter. I'll wait for you sooner or later. I'll hold a pose like this, right? So that you can catch up. Don't rush. All right, plank. Strong plank, everybody. Fire up the legs. Make sure the hips aren't falling to the floor. Knees down. Chaturanga. Oh, really slow cobra, maybe mid cobra. If you feel warm, exhale, down dog. Breathe. I know. Step forward, right leg. Step forward, left leg. Bend the knees. Inhale it up. Exhale to your heart. Pause. Let all the blood flow go back where it's supposed to. We got one more side. One more side. Here we go. Take it up. Exhale. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale it down. Left leg steps back. Check your pose. Maybe get it a little wider, more stable. Bypass the knee if you want. Take it up. And breathe. Right, everything's starting to open up a little bit here. Wiggle your fingers. Right, circle your wrists. And then exhale down. Straighten the front leg. Straight being very relative, depends on where your body is. Exhale, bend the front knee. Take the left hand to a soft fist. Take the right arm up. Breathe. We're almost done with this part. Some people love flow. Some people don't like it at all. It's all good. Exhale, hand to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. If you want to hang out in down dog and wait till I get back there, you please do that, right? This is a do what you want kind of yoga class. Good. Come to plank pose. As long as your form is good, as long as you're taking care of your body. Breathe. Knees down. Chaturanga. Low cobra. Good. Down dog. Breathe. Step forward, left leg. Step forward, right leg. Whew. Bend the knees. Inhale it up, everybody. Exhale it to your heart. And shake it out. That's such a good way to warm up. It really is. It's so nice. Good. And curl the wrists. Just curl them out. And curl them the other way. And then take the arms out. Palms face forward. Flex the wrists. So we do a lot of this already, right? Down dog, plank pose, everything where we have our palms on the floor. And then take the fingers forward. And take them back. Soften the shoulders. And forward. Good. One more. Flex. And bend. And shake it out. I'm getting really warm, even if my sister isn't. So I'm going to put the air on. Hang on. I'm sorry. I don't usually do that. But let's get this a little cooler in here. If you are in Florida, it's supposed to be what, like 84 degrees today? Just crazy, crazy. All right, loves, go wide. Thanks for that interruption. Take the feet wide. Take the feet out at an angle and then bend the knees. So when we're working hips and when we're trying to strengthen hips, right? I love squats. You probably know that by now because I seem to do a lot of them. But squats in all of their forms with good alignment is awesome for this area, right? Getting the legs strong, getting the hips and glutes strong. So we find our first one and breathe. Hands come to your heart. Tone the belly in. Check the knees, right? I can already see one of you I know is on with me right now. Dropping those knees in. You know who you are. Woo. Press them out a little bit. And then take the backs of both hands to your inner thighs. It can be up here, it can be down here, it doesn't matter. And then press the hands out. Press the thighs in. Little bit of work here, isometric work. Also something I absolutely love from a strength standpoint. Good, release that. Take the hands to the outer thighs, not back at your butt, but to the outer sides. Push the thighs out, push the hands in. Ugh, yes, I know. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just straighten the legs. Squeeze your glutes. And breathe. Take the arms up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, bend the knees, goddess pose. Inhale, straighten up. Good. Exhale. So here's something I do when I'm not online. I'll put on a favorite song, a good, fast, groovy song, and I'll do squats. It can be a short song. Right? Breathe and up. Just 2 more. Squeeze down and up. Squeeze down, hold, hands to thighs, bring your shoulders all the way up to your ears, shrug them up, push down on your thighs as you shrug up. Horse stance, breathe. I don't know why they call this horse stance, honestly, but breathe and stand up, everybody. Whoo, shake it out, bring those legs together, right? It's like, yeah, now we're talking. All right, come on back to your mat. Bring your blocks where you can reach them. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Be careful, right? Because they can be tippy. Bend the knees and step back with your right leg. I want you back to a lunge. Back to a lunge. Hands are to your blocks. Hold the belly in. Find your breath. Straighten the front leg. Now, hands are resting on your blocks. I want you to wiggle the left hip. Your left foot is forward. Wiggle that left hip side to side. And then find the middle space and look at your foot and find the middle space of that foot so that everything is lining up. And then draw the torso long. Big deep breath. Bend your front knee. Walk your blocks forward as far as they'll go for you with your hands on them. Stand on that left leg, lift the right. Breathe. Working with strength, working with the hips. Bend the right knee, let that foot come to the floor. You're in a forward fold. Bend your knees, walk those blocks back onto your mat. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Roll your shoulders. Good, let's do the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down, soft knees. Step back with your left leg. Come into your lunge, right? So this foundation, the feet, hips width apart, the torso long, your hands on your blocks. Maybe those blocks come a little bit more in line with your foot as we straighten the front leg. And then wiggle the right hip. You're just kind of wiggling it side to side. You're feeling what's going on in that whole joint. And then into the inner thigh. And then wrap that right hip back to neutral. Check the foot. Is it neutral? Are the shoulders drawing back? Can you find the length of your pose, everybody? And then bend your front knee. Walk those blocks forward. Lift up, stand up tall on that straight leg and breathe. Your gaze is toward the floor. Just hold. Feel the power of that standing leg. That's what we're playing with here. And then bend the left knee, step down, bend both knees, hands to knees. Come on up. And shake it out. Good, just shake it out, everybody. Leg strength. It is a huge determinant of longevity. We want these legs strong, right? We want our torsos tall. I was watching people all day yesterday. I just want to shake them, right? They're here. I watched a woman walk into Publix and her head was down here and she was walking so careful. And I said to my husband, that is a recipe for falling right there. Got to stay tall, right? We can't bring that head and torso down toward the ground. All right, enough of that. Feet are wider than hips width apart, but not too wide. Toes are pointing straight forward. Have a seat. Take your hands to your knees and just see if you can line up the center of your knee with the center of your foot. And breathe. Take shoulders up to the ears. Sometimes just shoulders up to ears is really nice to release the tight muscles in those upper shoulders. Breathe. All right, so here we go. You're in the squat. Doesn't matter how high or low you go. Squeeze in through the belly, lift the chest, hands come to your heart. Breathe, stand up. Exhale down. Elbows can come to knees if you want to squat that low, but you don't have to. Inhale up. Exhale down. Go slow. There should be no pain. Inhale. I didn't say no discomfort. No pain. Up and down. Find it. And down. We're almost done. One more here. And down. If you can, hold. Take the hands to the outside, knees, tone in the belly. Push your knees into your hands into your knees. I'm trying to push those knees out. Hands are resisting. Take the hands inside the knees. Squeeze, everybody. Isometric work. And release, stand up. Good. Bring the legs together, shake it out. Woo! Right? Have fun. All right. Back to the front of your mat. Have the blocks nearby. Inhale it up. Exhale. Can anybody hear like the Rocky theme in your head? Dun, 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 dun. Can you feel it? Right? Come on, everybody. We got this. Bend the knees, step back, right leg. Whew. Breathe. Just notice again the sweet little lunge. Inhale the arms up. Breathe. Exhale, hands down, straighten the front leg. Been here already. Check the hip, check the knee, check the foot, right? All pointing in the same direction. Bend the front knee. Your right hand stays on your block. The left arm goes up, twist. When you twist, what happened to your back foot? Can you keep it neutral? Or did it kind of turn to the side when you twisted? How about the front knee? Breathe. Hand down on your block. You know what's coming. Just walk those blocks forward. Push up, stand up. Find it. This is our last one. If you can, if your left foot is on the floor, take your left hand off your block and reach back. Make sure you're solid on your block. Breathe. Take the hand back down. Bend your front knee, step back. Yeah, take your hands to the floor, step back down dog. Woo! 1, you're here. 2, child's pose because you think I'm just a little too ambitious today. 3, plank pose. Breathe. I feel good. Do, do, do. Come on. Knees down. Chaturanga. Low cobra. Listen up, child's pose. Oh, I know, right? Snuck that little nice thing in there. And breathe, everybody. Right? And then feel the breath, feel the body, right? Wherever you are today, wherever you are, it's okay, right? A lot of energy, like me, not so much energy, didn't sleep so good. That's okay too. Do what you can do. Every little bit, I think, every little bit counts. All right, shall we finish the other side? I think we should. All right, come on up. Table to down dog. Right foot steps forward. Left foot steps forward. Bend the knees, inhale up. Exhale to your heart. Roll the shoulders, hold the hands at the heart. Just pause, get nice and tall. All right, last one, last side. I promise, I promise. Okay, here we go. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down, everybody. Soft, soft knees here. When you're ready, step back, left leg. Your blocks are on your mat, so you can use them. Good, breathe. When you're ready, take it up to a nice crescent lunge. And breathe. Woo! That's it, you got it. Just feel the strength of this pose. Feel how long your body is. Exhale, hands to your block, straighten the front leg. Check the foot. Do you lean into your pinky toe? If you do, press through the big toe. If you go the other way, press out fully through that foot. Lengthen your spine. And breathe. Bend your front knee. Your left hand stays on the block. Your right arm goes up. That's it. Use your breath, everyone. You feel out of breath, you feel tired. Use your breath. Hand comes back to your block. Here we go. We're going to lean forward. We're going to press forward, lift into that leg. Hold. Engage. Maybe the right hand reaches back, maybe not. Try to stay in the middle of that foot. If you're leaning into your toes, try to press into the heel a little more. Release the hand back to your block. Bend your front knee. Step back. You're in your lunge. Step back, down dog. Woo! That's it, everyone. Plank. Knees down. Chaturanga. Oh. Low dog, otherwise known as cobra. Child's pose. Sink back. Either hero pose, or the hands go under your head, or they go back to soften the shoulders. And we find our breath. That's it. Feel how your heart rate starts to come back to neutral. Feel how your breath starts to come back to neutral. Really an amazing, awesome thing. All right, so stay down on your mat. Now, this is again not going to be for everybody, but I want you to grab your blocks, and there's going to be a number of options here. If your knees are such, they don't like to really bend into compression, I want you to stack both blocks, and I'll show you all these options. Stack both blocks, but make sure they feel really steady, and then you're going to be here, okay? Variations of garland pose. So you might be here. If that feels good, that you could go lower, you go on one block. Okay, so lots of options here. Still okay, still okay. You're gonna take all the blocks out and come on either to the ball mounds. Now I have trouble squatting this low with my heels down, so I'll probably stay on my ball mounds. Again, that might be an issue, so you might be on block instead. Elbows inside knees, hands to heart, and breathe. Another really nice option I hadn't thought about till just now is you can take your blanket under your heels. So if you want to do that, that's really nice too. And breathe and just feel this. It's again a variation. It's a squat. Millions and millions of people sit like this all day long, right? We are not one of them. Very good for the hips, very good for the knees, for the ankles, all that stuff. Keep the torso long. 1, you're here. 2, you're done, right? Or any variation. 3, the hands are going to go inside to the floor, and I want you to press very gently, press the inside knees into your arms, very gently, and breathe. And then lean forward and just come on the ball mounds if you aren't. And then drop back, release, and have a seat. Whew. And you can sit on the mat or you can sit on your blanket and just pause. And kind of notice how that felt. Have both of your blocks nearby. So I try to squat regularly. I won't say I necessarily do it every day, and if I do, it's not conscious. But I do try to squat to keep the mobility through the hip and pelvis and knees. Again, you wouldn't do that if you've had knee surgeries and you don't have the flexibility or hip stuff. Trust your body, but try to stay as much in that range of motion as you can. All right, so from a cross-legged position, and I'm sitting up on a blanket, I may take it out in a minute. I just want you to walk both feet in as tight as you can, and then come back to the cross-legged position. So this is a variation of fire log pose. And I hope you can kind of see, maybe I'll move a little bit of my leggings out of the way so you can see what's happening. And what I've done is I've taken the cross-legged position and I've just squeezed it in a little bit. And sis, I'd probably sit up on blanket. And just feel that for a moment, okay? And anything we do from this point on, we're moving toward fire log pose, another hip pose. But if you go toward fire log and you don't like it, I want you to do figure 4 instead, seated figure 4. All right, so we're here and maybe this feels really good. Maybe it doesn't feel really good. If you feel good, maybe take the hands forward a little bit. You'll start to notice the stretch in the hips as the knees get closer and closer together. Breathe. Some of you are going to have the range of motion to come all the way toward elbows to floor. Good. And then just come on up. So lean back. Notice which shin is in front and switch. Sometimes you can start up high and then drop down. Watch your ankles, right? Can feel funky. Just notice. Yeah, this side feels a little weirder. It's really just make sure that nothing is hurting because you got bone on flesh and all that stuff. All right, so I'm gonna start over. Yeah, and then there we go. That feels better. All right, so we're here. Maybe you're upright. Maybe the hands come forward. We're going to be adding on to this. So that's why we're not staying super long. Big deep breath. Some of you are going to be able to come down to your elbows. Breathe. And press up. Lean back and release. Let's take, I'm going to try to mirror here. Take your right leg and just drop it down to the floor. Let me move this one out of the way. So it's not, it can be parallel with the front of edge of your mat, but a lot of us, our hips don't really like that parallel. So just try to walk it in so that your front knee is somewhere near your hip. Mine isn't exactly straight out. That would be more here. It's a little angled out, but it's straight there. And then a little flex to that foot if you can, just a little bit. Have your blocks where you can reach them. And take one block under your knee. The other foot is going to go on top and it's going to drop. I don't put my bone, my ankle bone on my flesh. That's just torture. So the foot's on the other side. Take your other block and put it underneath. So you've just created this little stack, right? And you might have to take it up higher, right? Lower. But even if you can do fire log, I want you to start here. So take your block there, sis, and turn it up on second edge so that your leg hopefully can rest on it a little. I know. Well, and fire log, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm talking to my sis here. Most people, this is super difficult. It depends on where your hips are, where your femurs are located in the hip sockets. A lot of people, for some, this is piece of cake, and for others, it's like, no, my knee's up around my, around my neck, so it doesn't work. So play with the blocks a little bit. Again, if like worst case scenario, go to figure 4, and this top leg would be the bent leg in a seated figure 4. Now, some of you can take the bottom block out. See how that feels. Are the sit bones coming back to a neutral place? If not, add the block back in. Some of you can take the other block out and create, why they call this fire log is like you're stacking both shins one on top of the other. And you can see for me, I have a little space here. I didn't used to, but I do now. So what, right? Either leave the space or take a blanket or a block and fill in the space. Either way is okay. What you don't really want is your hip joints, in my opinion, you don't want the hip joints to be hanging. And so if they're hanging, it's just not going to really feel good, and it's going to put some undue pressure there. So if that's the case, cushion it up. It's just like pigeon in that way. And sit tall. Good. Maybe the hands walk forward. Ah, there's the squats, right? If you feel that, that's your squats and everything else we did today. Really, all the standing work, that's all hip glute. Good. Breathe. And come on up. Move all your little props out of the way. Straighten both legs. Flex both feet. Come into Dandasana legs, like I really want them to be fired up. Whew. And then just bend them, shake them out. So we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to take what would be your left leg down, and you're going to just walk it kind of toward the right so that the hip and the knee are a little more lined up, just so you're not like out here somewhere. And then you're going to sit really tall. Maybe we'll start the way we did the other one. Maybe you take a block under your bottom knee. And then you take your top one, and it's like you're going to be stepping over like we did for twist, only you're going to let the shin, the upper part of that ankle, hang out on the knee because it's supported. And then maybe you take that block under that. It's kind of like, if you look at it, right, it looks like a little parking lot, right? You're one of those high-rise parking lots where you have to drive up. And then breathe and see how that feels in your body. What does it feel like for you? Maybe the hands come forward a little bit. If the blocks really hurt, I should have said this on the other side, you can always use your blanket like a block, right? You just fold it under and you do that. And that feels really nice without the edges if that block is digging into something. Whew. Good. And then come on up and see what happens if you take the bottom block out of the way. Top block is still there. If you get there and your body's doing all kinds of weird contortions, go ahead and go back to the second block. Maybe you drop out of the other block and see if you can stack one shin on top of the other. Oh, there you go. And breathe and sit tall. So we just, in these types of poses where there can be a lot of sensation, we want to tap in and go, okay, sensation, good sensation, not good sensation. Do I feel like I need to flee? Like, oh, no, 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 right? You're just kind of sucking it up, but you're not getting out. If that's the case, you come out or you change it or you do something different. I don't believe in enduring, right? I have sensation, but it's a curiosity for me. It's not a need to move out of. Those of you who have those types of hips that this is relatively easy, you take the hands forward and breathe. Good. Push out, hands behind, undo and straighten. Flex the feet, find really powerful Dandasana legs, right? So fire log can also be kind of tricky on the knees. And so this brings us all right back into alignment. Breathe. And then bend the knees. Whew. You can move your blocks to the side. Wrap your arms around and maybe curl in a little bit. Some of you are going to stay here. Some of you are going to come into, it's been called egg pose before. You bring the feet in, you wrap your arms around, you lift your feet, and you find some steadiness on that kind of tailbone, and you round into sort of the shape of an egg. Breathe. And release. Good. All right, so we're coming down to the floor. I know you're happy to hear that. You mind, if you have a blanket, you might want to just bring it into a little bit of a burrito roll and just set it nearby for now so that you can get to it. You won't need your blocks, so you can move those out of the way and then come on down. If your ponytail's in the way, maybe move it. So feet are to the floor. And again, I want you to feel this very neutral spine, the head, the neck, everything neutral. Your feet are to the floor, hands come down to the floor. Grab your mat on either side and pull the mat away from you. So it's like I'm pushing my hands down toward my feet, but still holding on to the mat. And you'll notice how your torso just got long, hopefully. And then press into your feet and lift into bridge pose. Feeling this nice bridge, stretching the psoas muscles, right? The front thigh, front psoas. Some of you can let go of the edges of your mat and either press your hands down to the mat or walk those hands and shoulders underneath and interlace the hands. Bridge pose, we're only doing one of them. Breathe, little back bend here. And maybe notice how your whole body feels. We've been working hips, glutes, legs. Release hands if they are underneath or holding your mat. And then from the top of your shoulders down, one vertebra at a time, lower your back down to the floor, all the way down, and then let your low back come back to a neutral spine. Take the soles of the feet together. Let the knees go out to the sides, Baddha Konasana. Check your spine, particularly your lower back, and make sure you didn't overarch there. And just pause. Let everything be soft. Shoulders are soft, legs are soft. Just breathe. Optional, fully optional. You're going to press your feet together strongly. Lift your hips a couple of inches off the floor. This is our last go round right here. Now, if you lift your hips, your soles of your feet together should not be hurting your ankles. And you might wiggle here a little bit. You might bounce here a little bit. That's all normal. Upper body should be calm and soft. Breathe. We got 10 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips. Woo! Bring those knees together. Cross one knee over the other knee and bring both knees to chest. Breathe. Release that side, cross the other way, both knees to chest. Release that side, feet to the floor. Lift your hips, shift your hips to the left edge of your mat. Bring the knees to your chest, please. and lower the knees to the right. Now you want your knees at or above the level of your hips, and then see if you can open up your chest, your ribs, your spine again. If your left arm is really hanging, left shoulder is really hanging in space, just lower it down. It can even rest on that upper hip. So don't let the shoulder hang, right? If it's a little bit of a stretch and your hand is arms on the floor, that's great. If it's hanging in space, then support it. And find this little sweet twist. Nice and easy, don't overdo it. Deep breath, everyone. Let there be a little bit of space between your teeth so that your jaw can relax. One more big deep breath here. And then one knee to center, the other knee to center. The feet come to the floor. You shift your hips from the middle over to the right side. The knees come up toward your chest, and then they lower over to the left. Once again, check that right shoulder. Make sure it's not hanging out in space, creating tension. Just breathe. Just breathe into your spine, into your back, into your chest. Soften your jaw. And then lift the top knee, lift the bottom knee. Bring the hips back to center. So this is where your blanket would come in. One, if you're cold, use it over you. But otherwise, take that blanket roll right to, if your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor. Be right where your glutes end and your thighs start, okay, at the back. And then straighten the legs over that so that your hips, your glutes are fully on the floor, but your legs are kind of going over the blanket and down. So this is just a nice release for most people, a nice release for the hip work. Make sure the legs are nice and wide, toward the edges of your mat. And then the palms can go up, the body nice and neutral, the head, neck, nice and neutral. If where you have the blanket just didn't feel quite right, scoot it down a little bit more or bring it all the way under the knees, which is your other option there, or no blanket at all, of course. And place one hand at the low belly and place the other hand at or below your heart so that both arms are really comfortable and both elbows are on the floor. And just feel yourself breathe. Feel the rise and fall. Not trying to change it, not trying to do anything different. Soften and breathe. See if you can go a little softer still. For those of you who are ready, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bend the knees, draw your knees up toward your chest. Rock side to side until the knees fall to one side or the other. Curl over and then press up as you're ready. Coming back to a seat. And bring your hands to your heart. Bow to your own inner strength, inner wisdom, inner compassion. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.